Hey guys, GT Machine here. I'm gonna do some more repairs on the Panamera here. Guy replaced the turn signal in the driver's side exterior mirror. When I bought it, it was cracked and it was taking on water. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace it and show you how to disassemble the mirror to get to it. So I'll go ahead and show you here. So here's the mirror. Looks like it took a hit at one point, and you can see all the cloudiness and water and moisture in the mirror, and then the crack is right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this replaced, and I'll show you go ahead and take the mirror apart. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so what you wanna do is take the mirror from this side here, get your hand behind you, and then just pull, and it'll come off. And once the glass is off, just be careful. There's a connector back here to release for the anti-chromatic and then also the heating mirror. So pop it out of its hold. And then there's connectors right here. Push down, and it should release. Just make sure don't drop it. We're gonna go ahead and put this in safekeeping. And then we're gonna have to disassemble inside the mirror here. There's screws here, keep the top cap on. So we'll go ahead and get the screws, take the mirror motor out, and get it disassembled here. So let me go ahead and get the tools, and I'll be right back. All right, so it's hard to see, but there's 3 of these T15s, one there, one up here, and then one on this side in the back that we got to remove to be able to pull the mirror housing out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them removed, and then go ahead and should be able to loosen this mirror cap and get it out. All right, so I got it, but you had to take off these bottom, here, let's see, these bottom bolts as well that go down to the base. And then there's these little clips here you got to release here. There's one way in there, and you just slowly work it around, and then there's 2 clips up front here. As you just, if you're slowly with it, it'll pop out. And then see, there's the clip right there. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's a little bright outside today, so hopefully you guys can see that clip in there. It's right there. Once you get these tabs to release, the whole housing will come up. So go ahead and get it out, and just be careful. Just be careful that there's still gonna be stuff connected to it. Depending on which options you have is what you have connected to it. Where I have blind spot monitoring and also the turn indicator. So I need a screwdriver for the blind spot monitoring. I can't get my finger in there to release the clip. Just work it up, and then there it goes. And then here's a turn signal indicator right there, which we'll be replacing. So we'll go ahead and take it inside. And one thing about this connector here is for this, it's part of the housing here. So no worry about that. So we'll go ahead and get it inside, and then go ahead and get it replaced. Sorry, my work area is a little dirty today. Got a lot of cleaning up to do. It's been a busy winter. So remove the two T10s here from the turn signal. One there, and then the other one was part of the housing, which is the housing screwed into from the mirror. And there's a clip here, pop it out, and then it should just wiggle out of place. And there it is. And as you can see, there's the crack where it's all busted. And it's got all kinds of water in it. And then we got the new part here. And we'll go ahead and get it replaced so we don't have those issues going forward, and it looks much nicer. So here's the new part. Looks clean too, see? There's a difference. Let me hold it right so you guys can really see. There you go. It's the same as removal. Just be careful. You want to slide this part here, goes into this little hole here. That's your reflector to let you know that, oh, this one's all broken. There's the piece to it. Let you know that the turn signal's on. So just be careful when you slide into place, just to make sure it goes in correctly. This is being a little stubborn. There you go. A little finesse gets it right in. Now I'll take our bolt and then screw it back into place. All right, so once it's screwed in, just check everything to make sure the fitment's good with it. It looks okay. Make sure your hole is lined up for when we put the thing back on. The main housing bolts through this hole here. All right, everything looks good there. It's nice and snug. All right, we'll go ahead and get it reinstalled. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put it back together. So looking at it again, these two bolts here and the one back here going down don't really need to come out, but I think it helps with flexibility to where it'll help you get the cover installed correctly. So biggest thing you want to make sure is your harnesses are correct. Go ahead and plug in the lane control assist connector. Make sure it's popped in. And just make sure your heated or your mirror glass connectors where it's supposed to be. And just be gentle to work this thing around. You got to get it around the mirror motor. You could probably take it out to make it easier, but it's not a big deal. And then just slowly try to make sure it's lined up into place. And then slowly push down on the clips to get it simple. All right, so then just make sure it's seated correctly. Just check everything. And then also check underneath to make sure the lip's seated correctly, which I don't think it is. Ah, there it goes. Yeah. Just make sure you check everything and look at all your gaps to make sure everything's seated properly. And if you have to, pick the mirror up, rotate it in. And you can check back here to make sure all the clips are locked in. And then just make sure, double check that you still have the connector loose and available to access for the glass. And then we'll go ahead and put the bolts in. So you want to make sure, since I took the bottom ones out, I'll make sure I start them first, just to make sure they go in correctly, because they are a little bit of a bear to get to. But like I said, you don't have to take them out, but I think it makes it easier to manipulate the bottom piece so it goes in much smoother. That way you have a little bit of flex with it. But it just takes small fingers to get in there and get the screw started. And then I'll start the other side too. That's back in here. Alright. Once you got them started enough, just take your tool and go ahead and tighten them up. All right, cover's back on. Go ahead and put the glass on. So first thing you want to do is make sure you connect the connector for the glass. Don't want to forget that. Make sure you hear the click. And then with this, there's tabs on there, so you want to line it up. And then right there, just push until you kind of hear it click in. Then push down a little bit, make sure everything's seated, and you're good to go. So that's pretty much it. So got the turning signal replaced, everything's good. So we'll go ahead and check it. Open the car, make sure alarm's not on. Turn it on. Oh, it helps to turn signal on the right direction. So as you can see there, it's lighting up, good as new. All right, guys. Radio. All right, guys, thanks for watching. It's GT Machine. How to take the mirror glass out and take the mirror cover off. So whether you want to paint it, change it out for carbon fiber, or just replace the turn signal.